What is up, legends? Scion here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually answer a lot of the questions I'll be getting because I seem to be like one of the only people, I think I am the only person covering this right now. So there's a lot of translation questions. I have a lot of stuff that I did in the Discord. I'm actually going to use that as partially a resource as well as tell you a lot of things that you can actually do in the game. Now, one of the cool things about this game is it makes it convenient for you to know when characters are coming and prepare for it. So they have this event going on right now for another 2 days, and I'm sad that I didn't pay attention to it beforehand, but it is what it is right now. So the way that this banner basically works is that you can actually pick when you want to go after a character, and they actually give you days. So what you're going to notice right here is you can actually click into the question mark and it'll tell you literally the day that the character is going to come and when you should go hard for it. So you see today is the 23rd right now, and on the cooldown officially the healer girl that I have already is coming up. So I'm not going to summon because I already have her. Even though I can get dupes of her, that's fine. You can get dupes elsewhere that they give like every 7 to 14 days. I think it's 7 to 14 days. It might be more than that, but you can still get dupes. So I don't want to get I don't want to actually get another version of her if I can get somebody else. Preferably I want what's coming on the 24th, which is this nice DPS young lady who is a bruiser. She can basically be a tank, she can basically be a front line, and she debuffs everybody's defense around when she attacks. So I am going after her. And you're going to notice that they pretty much did a rotation. Now, come on. There you go. The first day was her. Then it rotated over until the Fox Girl. Then, you know, Cream Puff right there, who I didn't really like. And this was the day that I actually got, you know, my healer boo. And right here is pretty much everything that's in the banner. I get to see all the cool stuff if there's any other characters that you want to chase after. Preferably her for me. It's pretty good. Got her already. Oh, I didn't scroll down. Alright, so you get that. Alright. So notice right here, the first pin thing right here we have in the section is pretty much letting you guys see what the item setups is. Let me go. And this is this right here. So what we're looking at is this section right now, which is your notification section right here. So it's world chat system information and learn information. What you can do is you can essentially cut off world chat if you, hush lady, if you don't want to see world chat, you can just do that, cut it off, and then you won't get world chat anymore. You can also do that with system information, but I don't suggest doing that because there's certain things that pop up sometimes to let you know when the events is going on, and the same thing with learn. But if you just don't want to be bothered with world chat, get rid of it. Second one is audio settings right here. Clicking too fast. Now what I do, as you guys notice, is I change it to Japanese because one, I can understand Japanese, and two, it just sounds better. No offense to anybody Chinese, but it sounds better in Japanese. The characters seem like they were synced for that better, even though this is a Chinese game. The characters seem like they were synced for Japanese. I don't know if it's just a placebo effect, if that's really like what's going on, but for me, it sounds and feels that way. I could be wrong, but you know. All right, so here is the basics. So you pretty much can tell where you're putting things at. So, oh, she wouldn't hit in there. So what I do is I pretty much I turn the power saving mode off and leave the anti-aliasing on, which is the way I do my settings. You guys can do that, even though anti-aliasing doesn't seem to work very well in emulation. But I just leave, when it's off, it's absolutely garbage. So you don't want that. Alright, so next up, let me just take these because I need them. I guess we'll keep it consistent. Alright, so this section down right here that I'm looking down to the down right, pretty much to help you guys out so you can understand what the stats are. Now, these universal symbols are in most every game like this that's an Asian game, but that's what this is right here in the middle of the screen. You see, pretty much I had already done this already in Discord, but I wanted to show it in video because not everybody joins the Discord. So you see the very first thing that pops up right there. You have the life. You have, let me just click into that. You have attack, defense, speed, resistance. I don't know why it says that thing, but I believe that's penetration. But crit and crit multiplier. So pretty lit. That's what all these are. So you know, like when you're looking at a symbol now, you know what the symbol is and what that symbol is going to add. This is kind of how you actually go ahead and deal with playing these types of games, if you want to deal with these types of games. So you're going to know that this literally is adding speed. This is speed right there because the symbol right there, this is right there. This is for people who can't read it. And you know that, Scion pretty much put this list up and right there. So you know that this is adding speed. You head over to this one and you're going to, of course, try to look and find the symbol for that. So you look there and you know that this is the bottom right. That's crit damage. So you know that this is going to add crit damage when you level it up. Do the same thing over here when you look at this one. You see this one is the same symbols for the life, so you know this is going to add life. I'm just kind of like teaching you how to read it if you don't have translation, because you're going to see these same symbols again in other games. It's the same exact ones, the same exact writing, same exact thing over and over again. So you need translation anymore. You're just automatically going to know, and you start to memorize and be able to read these individual words and understand it. So again, this one right here, this is attack, so I know that this is going to be plus 8% attack right there. Pretty simple, right? And then you start looking down on the bottom, you see that is going to have stats down there, so you notice that that's crit right there, right here, and the 2, that's crit, so that's 10% crit. Then you go down to the bottom right there at 4, that's another 10%, so 20% crit, and you notice right there the character has 24% right there as well. All right. So as far as the symbols, what I also did, which each individual symbol is that as well. As you can see right here is the one that we were just looking at right there. It's crit chance 10% for every enemy character, and attack range, the damage is increased by 7%. So if there's somebody around the character and they already had the 24%, say it's 3 enemies around, they're gonna add an extra 21% to that. So now you got 45% chance to actually crit on somebody, which is pretty nice. Nice for farming. Against bosses, not so much, because bosses so far bosses don't tend to send out a lot per se, but okay. Now this one you see again is for bosses. Call a Dejin, crit multiplier, critical strike multiplier, like that's pretty nice. And then after the round, the attack increases by 8% up to 68%. The reason why I said this for bosses is because boss fights usually last a long time, so you just keep ramping up over time and keep getting more and more attack power as the fight moves along. This one is resistance. This is more for tanking. When using energy, increase other resistance of the character based off of 90% resistance lasts for 2 rounds. This is pretty nice, so you pretty much won't get debuffed or hurt by a lot. This one is crit. Again, when attacking, 20% the attack is added to splash damage. I use this one a lot for farming, and it's really good because you can put it on a single target character and they all of a sudden become an AoE character. That's some BS, but it's pretty good though. This one, pretty much attack. I use this one too. Increases damage of the main target by yourself or every positive state on the body. Pretty much means every debuff on the character pretty much is doing extra damage. Not the main character, on the character that you're attacking is doing extra damage. So goes up to 5 times, so every debuff that's on the enemy will give you some extra damage. This one is crit multiplier as well, marked in the next 2 rounds. The resistance attribute up to 100%, so you literally just don't get hurt by anything when that happens. And then you have the life one, which gives you health on both 2 and 4, and during the treatment pretty much increases the amount that you heal, which is why I have that on my healer. And this was just me just showing the Emperor set over and over again. And then the stuff that I already showed you, like this is just things, if there's anything that you are stuck on, let me know in the comment section and I will get it translated and just put it in pins in the Discord. You probably won't need a video for that type of thing. Tips. Right, you definitely want to have balance in this game. You do not want to overstock yourself on DPS and have no healer unless you got badass DPS. If you are wailing, and it doesn't matter because you're just going to slam through everything. Me personally, I don't have a bruiser or a tank, but I am using a character in that way, and I'm using her because she calls out these sheep and they act as the tank and the bruiser, and she actually has DPS. It's not great DPS, but it's DPS enough that I can actually control fights, and the little guys actually taunt as well and have synergy with the crystals she throws out. So I essentially have 2 DPS characters that are not high DPS, but they control the fight and put out DPS and just put everything in a kind of a controllable environment. My Dragon Girl is pretty much who does the big deeps. She brings the big deeps out, and I have her set as I showed you before. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in and start farming and leveling up her skills, as you can see, to actually help out when it comes to the DPS. You can do that with all the characters, but I'm going to kind of concentrate on her so she can clean up shop more. Now when and if I get, well, I'm probably going to get her. I'm going to show you the reason why I'm definitely going to get the bruiser tank lady. I'm probably going to end up swapping out both my dark skin waifu and her, obviously, because the bruiser is going to take her spot, and the dark skin waifu, I kind of don't really need her as much, so I'm probably going to swap the dark skin waifu for the other dark skin waifu, who's a snake lady, which is kind of interesting, you know, swapping dark skin waifus, but I don't need both of them. However, pay attention to the store, because you have 2 things in here that you can actually get that it'll always encourage you to go after. One, preferably, will always be freebie, which I already got that already, which is this one. It's just showing me a new, whenever they have something new that they want you to buy, they also ask you to come in here. You don't need to do that. Pay attention to when you see this symbol, because Adult Paimon right here, that's what I keep calling her. That's not her name, but I just keep trolling to call her that. That's your dupes for, literally, she's a dupe of a character. You can use her to skill up your character. So whenever you see an event or anything that you need to do to get that character, do it. Over here at the second store is where you spend your guild points, and it's pretty good because you can actually use your guild points to get parts right here, which help out your limit breaking. As you guys can see, you also get keys that you can use to summon, which you see I bought 2 of them, and you can also put together pieces for characters if you don't have them. Alright. Now me personally, I'm gonna save and keep trying to get keys, because I don't particularly need much of anything else besides keys. And other stuff is if you actually have a Chinese account and you actually want to spend on that type of stuff. Alright, so I'm trying to stuff as much tips as I can into this questions. Oh, the other question is your 5th and your 6th character. You need to decide what you want to do with them, and if they're going to help, if they're going to buff or debuff in particular. Now, what she does is actually buff. She's gonna send out a buff. She doesn't attack when she's in the 5th or 6th slot. She's just gonna buff her set, which is pretty much the triple swords, which is DPS. Hers is pretty much a heal buff. Hers again is another buff as well. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to bring her in as a 5th slot, and she's actually going to DPS because I actually have her skill up to 3, and I'm going to show you how to level up their tagging attacks. The 4th attack down here is always either going to be a tagging attack, a buff, a debuff, or a cleanse. Yeah, people actually cleanse too. See, she's a buff, he's a DPS. You see me use him all the time, but that's what his is, and you see that his is level 3. I currently use her now in the 6th slot, and she comes in and she actually heals. She does her actual, she does her number 2 as a tag in coming, and you see that, you know, it's up to that. I have to start leveling her so she comes in and heals more. Now, hers is interesting because what she does is she'll revive one person. If somebody is about to die, she'll stop that person from dying and rewind the clock. So you get like a 1 free revive with her. If you didn't notice what she does, that's what she does as a passive. He comes in and attacks too. I'm not thrilled with him though. She does a random debuff to people. It's kind of weird. She'll come in and cleanse. Her attack, her special is she pretty much comes in and cleanses. It's interesting for me with her because I literally have her max because you get so many of her summoning. So all her dupes are max, and she has all her passives, but I don't really need her right now, which is unfortunate. This is a tank buff, and she's pretty much a tank. She's interesting because what she does when she comes in is she shields. She's going to pick the lowest or the weakest person and she's going to shield them, which is pretty much what she does with her 2nd skill. So I have to think about this one because this might be... They really... Yep, they really do that. Alice comes in and pretty much does... Which is one of the reasons why she's meta. Because she kind of like CCs and screws people. So she comes in and does her attack. She buffs. I wish she came in and actually did her number 2. Because I would actually use it. She buffs as well. She's a bruiser. Alright, so she actually comes in. You're talking to me. You kind of get the gist of all this. Alright, so in order to level this, I was actually explaining this in Discord. You're wildin'. You need to calm down, man. Alright, so in order to actually level up your gift, your levels, I kind of spoiled it. What you need to do is pick the character that you want to have. That's cool, you have another outfit. The bunny outfit. It's weird. So around level 25, you will be able to start gifting characters. She's totally adorable. Which is the second option right here. I only have like one fortune cookie to give her right now, but you can just take it out. What the heck did you just do? She said nom nom. Yo, I can't. We're just gonna move along. I've never heard a character actually say nom nom. Why, lady? Alright, we're not gonna be summoning, but let's just finish what we're talking about. That actually just threw me off. So when you do that, that levels up your friendship, and your friendship correlates to whatever the character's special is, their tag in special. So you see her friendship is 2, and her tag in is 2. So once you get it higher, their tag in becomes stronger, and technically you really don't have to level any of the characters. I don't think it even matters. I just think it's their tag in that matters. Like, see, like I have his up to 3, but I stopped using him, so he's at 20, and I don't really think it really is going to affect it. Somebody could double check that, but I don't think it does affect it. I just think that their skills, it probably does, but I haven't noticed it, if we're being 100% honest. He was 20 to begin with, so I leveled up his skill, and then the skill just does more stronger. I don't think I'm going to put any resources into making him higher than that. I'm going to test it with her, because she's already 30. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think it really matters. I think what it matters is actually you leveling the skill itself. It'd be nice if it does work like that, though. Save you some resources. I don't think they're gonna let us get away with that, though. Alright, so the last thing we'll talk about is the banner itself. Now, the banner itself has a cooldown, or a pity, as you can see. Now, I've been summoning the whole time on the banner, and it's the same banner overall. And I've actually gotten a banner character before, which was the healer girl. And the pity kept going. Now, the way that the pity reads is you're guaranteed to get one of the characters. It doesn't say that you're going to get the character of the current banner selection, which hopefully I'll get the dragon girl, but it doesn't guarantee that. It says you will guarantee to get one of those characters, which just means I'm guaranteed to get one of the 4 characters from the banner, which her is a 25% chance. But sadly doesn't mean that I'm going to directly get her. That's the way the banner works, but it does not stop when you get a character. Like, I've gotten several so far, including the banner character, and it kept going. So that's lit. And you see I'm 7 short, and as far as currency and everything, I'll get the currency there. I have literally a day to figure it out and knock it out. Now, the only problem with that is I have to see if they're going to put her as the last character, because it says the 24th, and we're the 23rd, and I'm trying to figure out if they're going to, like, last second put her there, or I'm just gonna have to YOLO and push it on the last day, which means that I'm going to be stuck because she's the 23rd, and the 24th is who I need. The problem is we're on the 23rd right now, and according to this, it's 1 day and 8 hours left, which the cooldown, if you guys didn't know, for the refresh is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when the game refreshes to the next day. The problem with that is, again, 2 days is more That's literally 48 hours, and this is only 32 hours. So we're missing time right there. So I don't think that it's gonna refresh. My only thing here is that on the 17th they did double. They were in the same day, and I remember that because I was confused because I was actually trying to summon on her and it changed to the Fox Girl, and I was like, what the hell? Like, when's the cooldown in this game? So I don't know if they're gonna do that or not, but that's just a heads up. That's the way the banners work in this game, so we'll see. And I think I've said all I could possibly say right now. I got more stuff that I need to translate and figure out, so I'm gonna save that for a different video, but hopefully this helped. Just a bunch of tips to help you guys play this game, like this amazing miracle of a game. So catch you guys later. Peace. And if you want to watch more, obviously we're going to have a playlist for that, so you can check it out. We got plenty of stuff that you can see.